Hello, coffee lover. Pak Kopi here again with Coffee Truth. And this is the third video in the series of the Power Roaster versus the Kelvin. We are in a fight for our lives here. And financially, we're getting our asses kicked because they are signing up people like crazy. 10 times more than we have. And also, they've raised 10 times the amount of money that we have. We're at around 25,000 US or 30,000 US actually, and they are at $245,000. This is crazy to us, especially after they just released their continuous roast video, and it brought up all the suspicions that I had and proved that I was correct in my estimation of what they have, what kind of machine they have, and what it can do. So in the video that they showed, they roasted approximately 60 to 80 grams. And you can tell by looking at this, but they didn't put the camera right on the scale. They wouldn't show us exactly how many grams it was. Why? Because it was less than their stated amount that they can do is between 100 and 120 grams. And this looked like to be half that. Maybe up to 80 grams. Let's give them a break and say about 80 grams, but definitely less than what they say they can do. They loaded the chamber. It took 11 minutes to roast this coffee. 11 minutes, whereas we're doing 120 grams in about 5.5 minutes. And that is the continuous roast video that we showed. After the 11 minutes, it went down into their cooling phase, which was another 5 minutes, making their total time 16 minutes. But that's not all, because they couldn't empty the chamber immediately because they have to unscrew the top, which is made of metal and which retains heat. And so they had to cut the video and say that they had to wait quite a bit longer, maybe another 5 minutes or so, for that top to cool down before they can handle it, because there's no other way to empty the coffee. So already we're over 20 minutes with their method of 80 grams. And all you have is a timer. So if you're going to walk away from the process because you don't want to stand there and wait 20 minutes for the thing to be done, then it presents problems. Whereas we're saying with our machine, it's stronger, it's quicker, it's faster, it does more coffee, and it does it better. Now the better part, let's take a look at that. This is a picture of the Kelvin roaster stopped at 442 of the roast cycle. And as you can see in the chamber, the beans are not moving at all. They are stationary because the air is not powerful enough to really make this a fluid bed roaster. It's more like it's just cooking there in the chamber. And that is not ideal, and that is what is very different from the power roaster. In contrast, here is a picture of the power roaster stopped at 442 of the roast cycle. You can see the beans are flying in the air. It's a powerful fluid bed that they're being roasted on, and that is going to make the whole process quicker. It's going to make a much better result, and our airflow is powerful enough that we can do a much bigger amount, 120 grams. So those are the big differences between these two. So really, this video told a lot, and it told us that they really have a machine that is way inferior to the machine that we have created. But they designed it in a way, and they've created their campaign in a way that they're signing up people like crazy. And I'll tell you, it's a little disheartening because we are truthers, and we want to know the truth. And what we've done is, before we came out with our machine, we knew it had to work. We were focused on the functionality of our machine, the most important thing. Whereas they are focused on the design of the machine. It must look pretty. Well, isn't that kind of typical in today's society? People go for something that looks good, but that might be actually rotten on the inside, rather than getting something down to its essence and maybe looking at something that is good from the inside out. I mean, that's what racism is, right? Judging people by the color of their skin rather than the quality of their character. So that's really what this difference in this battle feels like to us. This is really a difference in a battle that has a lot more to do than just coffee roasters. This has to do with integrity versus deceptivity, and that's what we feel is happening here. Okay, please be the judge. Look at both campaigns and tell me what you think. Send me some messages. I'd be interested to hear. That's it for now. This is Coffee Truth. Pak Kopi, and this battle isn't over. It's still raging, and we'll keep you posted. Bye.